Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the RDA. This is your Manchester United vs Everton match preview, which is a very interesting one because I'm going to get this off the bat and off my chest. I couldn't care less about FA Cups, Carabao Cups, Europa League. We were in Champions League, we got knocked out of the group stages, and honestly, I'd just rather focus on the league. I think if there was any other season where the fixture list isn't so congested and there was breaks in between games, I would say go for these games. Play a strong-ish team. Well, on my left, it's a pretty strong team, but I would say yeah, I would like to win these trophies, but now it's just I don't know if it's worth it, to be honest. But yeah, we're gonna get into it. So yeah, smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, all that good stuff. But yeah, Moloto, Everton vs Man United. First of all, is this a priority for you? This game, like not even just this cup, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Europa League. Are those all a priority? Would you play a strongish team? Would you rotate? Would you take the complete purse? Like, what would you do?
Okay, I had to stop apologizing for lag. My network. It's a bit of a yeah, but no, I think Oli out syndrome, if I can call it that. Because I feel like us Oli outs don't really care anymore. What does it matter? Like, the only thing worth playing for is the league because of the good position that we're at the moment. But besides that, you just feel like we've got knocked out of the Champions League. There's no progress. So what is the point of this manager? So I think that's causing this feeling for us all out when it comes to the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, because they're not bad trophies. Because it's a step forward. But yeah, I can't be lost, honestly. I just want to focus on the league. I want us to do well there, possibly challenge Carabao Cup. It'd be nice to win it, I guess, but no thanks, really. I'll take the piss on Wednesday. I won't lie to you. FA Cup, a little better because there's a little bit of prestige, so I think I might respect that a little more. Europa League, I don't care whatsoever about the Europa League. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. There's no prestige. The only thing it gets us is the Champions League. We can do it in the league. So for me, it's basically not a trophy because it doesn't matter. So, yeah.
Listen, yeah.
So in terms of Wednesday, yeah.
I was gonna say, I think the only reason we also feel like that about the Europa League is, like I said, the way in the manner which we exited the Champions League. I feel like a lot of us is still bitter. We haven't forgiven it yet, and it's almost like Europa League is a good trophy. And listen, I'll take a trophy. Any trophy I'll take, obviously by any means. But it's like, I've got no motivation for it. I've just got no motivation for it.
And situation on the Ole. I feel like if Poch came in, we'll all be like, yeah, let him win the Carabao Cup. At least it'll be something. In Poch's first season, I feel like the outlook towards it would be different. But because we're under this manager, it seems like we're taking steps backwards. It's not motivating whatsoever. And yeah, it's going to be a tough match because I think Everton will take it seriously because they're in the quarterfinal. They could possibly win it because you just never know in these trophies. And I can see them play, maybe not the full first team, but playing a pretty strong team. From our side, I'd just like to see us give these fringe players a chance and just let them play. Rest our main players, rest Bruno, rest Maguire, for God's sake, that won't happen. And just see what these other players can do. They say we have a good squad. Let Ole show us we have a good squad.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting one because obviously that I wrote that down for the match, the Man United predicted team. But if you look at it, actually, it's kind of strong still. It's very strong, to be honest. So I think would this team be good enough to beat even a full Everton side? It could very much well, and it should. That's a keyword. It should beat the full Everton team. And yeah, like I said, it gets most of our key players a break. It gives them kind of break, and I still back this team to go out and win the Everton game. But again, I'll ask you the same question now, and I'll answer it myself. But how would you feel if we got? Because this is the Carabao Cup, I think EFL Cup is what they call it. Yeah, EFL Cup. But it's the quarterfinal for the EFL Cup. So how would you feel if we did get knocked out?
To start to touch on the team first, I feel like that team, it's arguably, besides Osmensa for Wan-Bissaka and definitely Bruno for Pogba, the rest is arguably our best team. Some people can make a case for some of those players. So if that team played, it better win. It better win because it's way too strong to be losing, to be honest. And yeah, if we got knocked out, for me, it'll depend on how we played. It's more about that in this game because I'm not too fussed about winning the Caribbean Cup. It's more about did we show a Manchester United like performance? And if we did that and got knocked out because the other team had better players on the pitch, yeah, sure. What can we say? But if we get embarrassed because when they're not there, you can't play good football, then that's a big problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think you nailed everything on the head there. Another thing about Everton though is that if I'm thinking from an Everton perspective, is that they'll probably take this game quite seriously. For them, obviously it's a big deal. So I think they'll put a strongish side out. They'll be thinking, listen, we can win a trophy. United might play a weakish team. United in general aren't the strongest team. You can attack this team, and Carlo Ancelotti is a good coach. He is a good coach. But last time we played Everton in the league, we seen how that ended up. We obviously got the dub, Bruno Fernandes masterclass and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean it's gonna be. I would say it's interesting. If it was a league game, it'd be very interesting. But because I don't know what the tempo is, what the momentum is gonna be like, what's the approach gonna be like in this game, I just don't know. And like for example, like what Oli could not even play this formation. He could go for a diamond. He could go for. Okay, he probably won't go for a back five, but he could change something very. He could change something drastically. From Everton's side, I think if I'm thinking who they play, I'm thinking probably Calvert-Lewin could play in terms of their big players, so maybe Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, but I'm not sure.
Sigurdsson, maybe.
Sigurdsson will play. I think.
I could see that.
Yeah, obviously they don't have James. James is injured, so I don't know how long. I don't know when he's gonna come back, but James is injured, so I know that.
So when you get like that, if James is injured, that means Sigurdsson is probably playing the big games. So will he?
That's the thing. Sigurdsson's playing. He is playing the big games in the Premier League. So the thing is, I don't know. They got somewhat depth. Tom Davies, he might play, So, but either way, I think.
I feel like
yeah.
They'll be forced to play a strong team because I feel like I don't know that depth is not as good as ours. So they'll have to play a considerably strong team unless they're going to be playing the Davies of this world and Holgate, I think one of the players. I'm forgetting his name. I'm gonna play those type of players. I don't think
Holgate.
We'll smack them. Yeah, but it's weird. These kind of games are weird because you see, like United versus United versus City, Liverpool versus City, or something like that. But when it's in the cup game, it's just not the same tempo. It's not the same level. So yeah, I guess they're not the most entertaining games. But to be honest, when I look at that squad, personally, I think it's way too strong. I won't lie to you. I'd rather so many more players there. Dean will play because he never plays in the league. Paso, yes, definitely has to play. Axel, Maguire shouldn't even be on the bench, but he's going to be there.
Yeah, he will be there.
Fred has become an important player for us. I think we should be resting Fred whenever he can.
The only reason, let's talk about this team, right? We'll start where you left off. With Fred, the only reason I also put Fred there is because I think he actually did miss a game. So the first game he came back into was the game against Leeds. So I think, and the way we played against Leeds, I don't think it was a game that really tired out the players, especially Fred, because considering, like I said, he missed the previous game. So I think Fred could be up and ready to go for this game.
I get you, but I feel like
but Matic
he's
could
become
play.
One of those players. Yeah. Fred's become one of those players that it's for me. It's a definite that he should be started. Obviously not as much as Bruno Fernandes, but I think the group, one of the first names in the team sheets, and I would rest him as much as I can and play him in the league games, to be honest. And I think there's other players who maybe deserve a chance, like the matches of this world. And surprisingly enough, the Pogba's of this world. So I wouldn't play for him.
So, but before we get on to the other players, would you play that? What would you do differently in that midfield? I'm guessing you'd play the 4-2-3-1 anyways, but like, what would you pick if you were Ali?
I'd play Matic. Honestly, I'd play Matic, Pogba, and Dos.
So the same midfield as us.
Yeah, just not Fred. I think he
Okay,
needs
yeah.
to rest. Donny never plays. He should be a first team player, but we know he never plays, so he needs game time.
Yeah.
And Pogba as well. As much as he's been playing here and there, it's not as much as, let's say, the Brunos of this world, the Fred. So I think that midfield should be good enough to beat it.
Yeah, and then the other thing is I can say that, a possibility for this midfield. How would you feel? I'm not saying this could happen, but like it could happen actually. But how would you feel of a midfield of Pogba, Donny, and Mata at 10?
Hmm. um, I guess I understand. Then, like, it's weird because he's always going on about playing a CDM. Then he doesn't play them in this game. So I just find it weird, but it'd be entertaining to watch because the interpassing would be Match's legs would be a bit of a problem. But it's the Caribbean Cup, famous months.
Yeah.
But I think the interplay and the movement would be very entertaining. So I'd accept it, And I think if you ask Donny to do a job, defensively, he'd do it. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
But I think he likes Match on the wing now.
That's true. That's very true. All he does, play Mata for some odd reason, wide, and then come drifting in, and then wide again, and then. So it's very interesting. But yeah, I think that midfield is more than good enough. Donny, I trust. Pogba, he didn't play the last game, so I'm fully expecting Paul Pogba to play this game. And Fred, I think you can play him this game because, like I said, I don't think he was pushed that hard, and he did miss the previous game before Leeds. So I think that's fine. In terms of the front, yeah.
Why Pogba in the 10? Why Pogba in the 10 and bring in Donny in the 6?
I just think that works for both of them better. I think Pogba has that free roam, no need to defense, and we've seen Donny there, and I think that's Donny's best position. So
I agree, but there's loads of people disagree with you. Even Mark Gobich in United stand seems to think that Pogba is a 6, and I just don't see it. I think it's good at France because he's got Varane, Laporte, Kante, so he can afford to make mistakes. Here, I think it exposes that he's more of an 8 or a 10.
I mean, yeah, I think if there ever was a time you're gonna give Pogba that game at 10, play him now. But knowing Oli, he'd play this midfield, but I think you could swap Pogba and Donny.
Yeah, he would. He seems to think Donny's the backup for.
Yeah. So don't be.
Fernandes, which is.
Yeah. So don't be
It's a
surprised
shame,
if we
because I think-
see these two switch. Yeah.
It frightens me, honestly, because I think Donny's our best 8. And our best 8 is seen as a backup for Bruno Fernandes. I feel like that's such a waste to be honest.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised at Donny 10. I wouldn't agree with it, but I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, the front three is very interesting because I don't know what you think about it, but sorry. Before we get into the front three, I just remembered Axel. I don't think he's fit. But I know Bailly. But I know Bailly was on the bench against Leeds, so maybe Bailly. My bad. I apologize. So Bailly.
You know what's gonna happen then? You know what's gonna happen?
Oh. He's gonna get injured.
Bye. You're not gonna play. Maguire.
So yeah.
You know what? It's not.
Yeah.
I think this will be a perfect game for Mengi.
I-
Wherever he is.
I agree.
If he's still at
I
Manchester
fully
United.
agree, but I can almost guarantee it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. Again, it's like the Angel Gomez thing again. Like, why is he not playing? It's mind-boggling because this guy's always going on about the youth, getting back to how to do things. When he gets the opportunity to do that, he just seems to not do it. So, I live in a social confusing sometimes.
Yeah, like I said, So yeah, but Bai, I know Ollie said he wasn't fully match fit, but that's why he was on the bench. But maybe it was a minor injury, who knows with Bai, who knows. But I'd say if he's fit, play him in this game.
Did he say Bayer's on the bench because he's not fit?
He has a minor injury, so he's not fit enough to play the full 90, but he can play.
When does Bayer ever play the full 90 though?
That's also.
I'm just talking rubbish. Like, that is the biggest load of rubbish
But,
heard in
yeah.
my life.
But like I said, I think this would also be a perfect game for Mengi. Like I said, I couldn't care about the Carabao Cup, so play Mengi. Let's see what it's all about. If it crashes and burns, it is what it is. Heck, I wouldn't do this, but let's just say quickly.
The thing is,
let's just say, how would you feel if he did something like this, right? I don't think this will never happen. But how would you feel? Oh, sorry, what am I doing? If he did this, so I don't know why I raised Tellers, but Tellers, and then Luke Shaw at the left side of the centre back, and then Maguire. Yeah.
I'd be so mad. I would be so mad. Oh my gosh.
Really, you'd be mad.
Yeah, I would like. Why aren't you resting Shaw? Like, what's the point of doing that? And
To tinker, to
Maguire,
experiment.
this
That's
guy.
the only reason I'd say. It's just to experiment to see if Shaw can do it.
Nah, mate. I feel like, what's the point of having such a big squad if not? Like, it just seems so ridiculous. We have a massive squad, but it seems like those guys are just there in case the other guys get injured. And the other guys are going to play so much that they're going to get injured. Like, you're creating your own problem. So it's a bit weird. So I would just use my depth. And, like, when are we ever going to see these guys play? When are we ever going to see Mengi and see if he possibly break into the first team, if not in the Carabao Cup? So it needs to be these games.
Yeah, because like we said, the fans don't see what goes on, but obviously the coaching staff, the trainers, the youth coaches, they get to see, and clearly they're probably thinking Mengi isn't ready, to take that step up. But why would you play a game? Heck, I would be looking to have even Palestri on our bench for this game. Put him on the bench. Don't start him, but have him on the bench.
Yeah, there's a difference between being fit and being match fit, like, or game fit. I'm not sure how to phrase it, but like, you need to play games to be at your best. We've seen it with so many players in this team. Fred, before he started playing games, he was a nobody at this team. We were like, it's a horrible buy. We never use him, and he starts playing games, and clearly we're a player there, one of our best midfielders. You can even see that with McTominay. Yes, he's not consistent, but you can see when he gets a run of games, you can see he starts getting better. You can see the best of him. So you need to give these players games if you want them to be at their best.
Yeah.
You can't be training fun.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, but I don't see Mengi. I think if Axel was fit, he'd play. But if Baye is fit, I think he would be the one. I think Axel, I don't think he's going to be fit for this game. I just remembered. So yeah, I think Baye would probably be the centre back.
A slight
centre
back crisis. With a slight centre back crisis.
No, yeah, we need to buy a centre back. Yeah, I was gonna say we need to buy a centre back. It might who knows? It might be the same thing that happened with Bruno Fernandes. All our midfielders injured, forced to buy a midfielder. Somehow we buy the best midfielder in the world.
Yeah, the only way buying a centre back is if 3 centre backs get injured and we have.
If Maguire or Lindelof gets injured, it's over. We're buying a centre back. I think it's simple as that. And one of those two get injured, it's done. Yeah, but yeah. We're just gonna have to see what happens. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if Maguire and Lindelof still play, and none of them get rested.
I think they will. To be honest. I think Shaw will get injured because he trusts Tellers, but doesn't seem to trust anyone else but Maguire and Lindelof, which is ridiculous to me.
Yeah. The front three, to go back to the front three before the bye thing, I honestly think this is going to be the front three. I think the only other case someone has is either between like a Mata or a Dan James. I think there's no other case. I think this is the best game to rest Rashford. This is the best game to rest Rashford. So rest Rashford, rest Bruno, the two most vital players at the moment. Rest them. And then Martial, Cavani, Mason Greenwood. What do you think about that?
To be honest, I'd only play Cavani. I wouldn't play Mason or Martial. I'd rest them because I think they're important players. I'd be looking at the Lingards of the Matters, the Dan James, to be honest.
Lingard, I don't think Lingard's fit yet. So.
Oh gosh, that's it. Yeah. So in that case, I played what's the name again? Dan James, Cavani, and Matt.
It sounds so bad. It sounds so bad. I don't.
These are the players we have,
Yeah,
but so we have to use them somewhere.
It's just in my head. I'm trying to think if that's gonna work, and I'm like, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You have Mata and Cavani trying to run and score. You late.
Yeah, true. We do like pace later in that scenario.
Well, then Dan James. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That you get Dan James. And the thing is, what Dan James doesn't have is a brain, but then Cavani and Mata have the brain. So, it's almost like we're playing 3 players, but to do the role of one. One player, solid player, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'd play Martial simply because I don't think he's played a lot this season in general. He's been suspended, injured, sick, and I think he needs goals. And I think what's best, you know, to maybe hopefully play a weak Everton team, you know, not their first team. But I mean, when I say weak, I mean not Everton's first team. Hopefully they play a youth team, youth plays and stuff like that.
And I can see that. Then he needs the goals. So, and it's Wednesday to what? Wednesday to Saturday. That's not too bad. Yeah. But I think any front three can work if you play that. If Donny and Pogba are playing in the midfield, I think maybe not Igalo, but I think most of our attacking players will work out.
Igalo.
Yeah, Igalo is a lot of cause.
I mean, that's an interesting one. Actually, I forgot to talk about this man. Yeah, Dino. I think you play him in games like this, though. I think irrespective of what the form was, Dino was gonna play Carabao, FA Cup, Europa League now. You know, he was never gonna really play in Champions League, but Europa League he'll start to play more games now. And it's an interesting one with Dino because remember the last time Dean Henderson played, all of us, you know, we had a kind of mixed opinion. But like I said, I thought Dean Henderson was awful. But I think that's a once-off game, and I think that Dean Henderson in a game like this, yeah, what better replacement goalkeeper to have?
Yeah, it was a weird one, eh? I feel like not all of his game was horrible. But yeah, you can't excuse that mistake. Players to do that to your mates, they were crowding him, they were trying to make him uncomfortable, and it was not the best game for that because it was his first game in a long time. He was going back to the club he used to play, so I think there was a lot going on for him that night, and it translated into a poor performance. But I think there was parts in the game which did well, and I think he redeemed himself with that save, in my opinion. So not playing in this game would be a spit in the face. I think he has to play in these games because even still, when he's playing these games, I feel like he's a massive talent.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the only thing I'll say about the switching goalkeepers again, it would have been Dean Henderson, and now back to Dean Henderson. I just question, you know, how that affects the goalkeeper. I wouldn't know. I know probably the least amount for goalkeeping, you know, coaching, how it affects the goalkeepers in terms of match sharpness and things like that. Because goalkeepers, they don't really ever need a rest. You know, they never really need a rest. So I just wonder that how will it mess up with either De Gea? How will it affect Dino? You know, it's like I don't know. Yeah. Maybe you just stick with De Gea this game. I don't know, but I think Dean Henderson will still play.
For me, the switching, I'm more worried about those two clowns because I feel like
these two
need. Yeah, they need them. Okay, maybe not those ones. Lindelof and Maguire.
Yeah.
Or any pair. Because let's just crash this. But not having a stable goalkeeper is a bit. You get used to one goalkeeper and it's changing. Now you're making funny passes and then Dean Henderson's conceding a goal. So according to some people, they will play Maguire as well. But I just think, yeah, it doesn't really help the back line if you keep switching your keepers. But what I did like about Dean Henderson in a poor game, you'd say for him, is that he's very vocal. And
Dino is very vocal. Yeah. I've always said that, like when Dean Henderson is in our box, it's just like, I feel like, you know, there's order there, you know? There's some order, it looks like everything's commanded. But I'll be honest, I put my hands up, I have seen De Gea do that quite recently a lot as well. I have seen De Gea be a bit more vocal now. I just don't think De Gea comes out for that ball, you know? Like, let's just say the ball comes in. I think Dino will go and get that ball. I don't think De Gea will get it, you know? He'll rather wait for a shot to come and then try to save it or something.
Yeah, no. I think Dean Henderson has a lot of self-confidence. You can see, like, to come back and say, I'm going to take De Gea, that says everything, really. And with De Gea, I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's a bit forced because people are saying, why aren't you vocal? So he's trying to be vocal. With Dean, you can see it's natural.
Yeah, it's natural.
How he is. So I think that's a nice part of his game. That's a nice thing to have in him. And to be honest, I'm at a point where I feel like goalkeepers play for a very long time. So we just need to choose between the two. Who do we want to be our first team goalkeeper? And
I think De Gea. De Gea for immediate future, I think is 100%. But Dean Henderson is definitely our long-term goalkeeper. That's if he stays. That's if he stays, though. That's the thing.
How long though? That's the thing because keepers play for a very long time. What if De Gea plays till he's 40?
Yeah, that's true.
When is Diaz never gonna play?
That's
That's the problem.
It is very true. Yeah, it's very true. But this is the problem we all knew we were gonna have when Dino came back. So. And Dean Henderson clearly does want to be a first team goalkeeper. It's not like Romero is there like I'm fine with being second team. So it's not up to us. It's up to Oli really to decide. He has to decide, and Dea and Dino have to decide who's gonna take the chance. So
Yeah.
what I want to ask you as well is that how do you think we're gonna approach this game tactically? Like what do you want to see? Because obviously we speak about the game against Leeds, which plays straight into our hands, counter attack. They have no defense. But Everton, would you want to see us definitely control the ball, or do you think Ollie's 100% going to try to play the counter?
I feel like the side was saying no way. He's forced to kind of Everton are too smart for the whole we're gonna attack you thing, especially if they're playing this. So I think we'll sit back and try play on the counter, which they even like to do when they're playing the first team.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're gonna be forced to counter play, and I feel like Ole knows that. So maybe he'll prepare accordingly, and maybe playing Mata will help with this, because it seems like every time he wants to play on the ball in games, Mata's always there because we drop into the midfield, have an additional man there, and just help. But it's never very organized build-up. You can see it's like our organized playing style is the counter, but sometimes we'll do this and it's not very clear, and it just seems like we're improvising a lot. We don't get behind the defense enough, we get enough chances, and just because we have Cavani to hit an amazing shot or some lucky deflection or something, you win, which is a bit poor to be honest. But yeah, I think we'll play on the ball, but it won't be very attractive.
I honestly think Ollie always tries plays for the counter. I think he will try to get more of the ball in this game though. I think Everton will try to do the same though. I think Everton will be like, let's let us have the ball as well, because they do like having the ball. They're not a team that sits and counters. So I feel like that. I feel like it depends who they play, And I think Carlo Ancelotti, he might think that, he might actually play on the counter now. And now I'm saying that because he's probably thinking, guys, if we just sit back and we don't attack United, they're not going to do anything.
I feel like there's some teasy managers that seem to never want to change their plays. You're also being one of them. Everybody want to be in the other one. But I feel like managers like Ancelotti realize that they're not going to waste their time doing it. It's one game. They can go back to the playing style in the next game, and they're willing to sit back a little and just do what they have to do for that particular game.
I mean, yeah. So I think in general though it'll be a good game. I think Everton vs United on paper is a great game. I think the only difference is that it's a cup game, which can be exciting. Back in the day it was very exciting, but now I question how modern coaches, footballers, and just modern just how the modern day fans take these cups. The end of the day it's just at the end of the day it's a trophy, which is great, but money wise it ruins the sport. And I think that's why you see Desi. We don't see our best 11s in games like this. I think so. It all becomes down to money. So, and then over time, as us fans have gotten used to saying, we're not going to see Bruno in a cup game. People don't brag about winning Carabao Cups, FA Cups. No one really brags about it anymore. So that's just the way the modern game is, isn't it?
I wonder sometimes if there's like a switch in mentality for players when it comes to these games, because you see a lot around, same players, same teams are from the Premier League, but the football just seems to lack that intensity to it for some weird reason.
It's almost like you're playing not 100%. It's like you want to step off a gear to make sure no stupid injuries happen, because you could have a vital league game that's life or death the next week and things like that. I think it could be because of that. But yeah, other than that, I think that's going to be your predicted team. I think, bar maybe a few players, we're just going to have to see what Ollie does. We never know with Ollie. But if Ollie did pick this team, I think there's no excuse for us not to win. Irrespective of our team Everton plays, that team should be more than capable of getting a win. Don't you agree?
It should.
Keyword should.
Yeah. But there's a lot of talent there. There's a lot of talent. I
Lots
just
of
wonder
experience as well,
if it'll,
actually.
I just wonder if it'll flow the same way that it does in the Premier League, because I feel like we seem to be a different. Like it's weird. Our transition just looks to be completely different. So yeah, I don't know. Are you asking me for a score prediction?
Yeah, I was gonna literally get to that now. I was gonna ask you, well,
Okay, okay.
with everything said, and judging from everything we've discussed, the way Everton will play, the way we will play, the team, what do you think is gonna happen, boy, in this game?
I don't see a smacking them that these leads or anything. But I see a very cagey, maybe not very attractive. We're gonna try play position football. It won't be very good. They'll try counter, but it won't be so effective because, as you say, the intensity drops. Maybe they're not playing their best players, and I just see a dull 2-1 win for Manchester United.
Okay, so you think we'll get through to the next round?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, 2-1 is an interesting one. Now let me do my thing. Actually, no. Hey, you know what the problem is, guys? When we don't have Bruno, I just don't back us. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, when Bruno's not on this football pitch, no matter what happens, we just can't score. We just cannot score with Bruno Fernandes not on this pitch. I think Everton, they got a goal in them. 100% they got a goal in them. Does this team have a goal in it though? It should. It should. But no Bruno, no Partey. Oh, it's gonna. What happens if you draw a game like this? Does it go penalties or do you play a second leg?
No, it goes to extra time.
Okay, so either way we're gonna get a result.
Yeah.
Because I would say, okay, I'll put it this way. If it goes to
like-
penalties, I think it'll probably go extra time and penalties in this game, if that's allowed. But if you,
I think there's some rounds where it's 90 minutes and penalties, and then I think the latter round in extra time.
yeah. But
If I'm not mistaken.
funny enough, I think I'm gonna agree with you. I think a 2-1 win. I see a 2-1 win as well. I'm gonna agree with you. I think a 2-1
makes
win is
sense.
fair. Yeah. I think Everton,
But
any
you know-
team when they play against us, they've got a goal in them. But I think United, with the quality, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say they're gonna get a win. So yeah.
And there's a good feeling in the team, so they really should be. And I have a feeling that if we do play what you're saying, maybe Paco will suit the 10 more than Donny does. I don't know, because we seem to struggle with Donny the 10 against West Ham,
Yeah.
and maybe there's a better balance.
Yeah. Worst case, I think we go 1-0 down. Half time, Oli is going to be like, Bruno, go on. And then Bruno does a madness and wins us the game. I think that's what could happen as well. So, we should, it's Bruno Fernandes. As long as he's on the pitch, anything can happen. Anything. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like, it makes sense to rely on Bruno so much. Formation and the lack of fancy kind of build-up styles, overloading of players in the final third. It relies so much in going through Bruno Fernandes or going through that 10. It kind of makes sense that we rely on him so much. And plus, he's an extraordinary player. I'm not taking
Yeah, it's just yeah. He's an extraordinary player without a doubt. But yeah, I think 2-1 wins. Let's hope. I don't want us to lose, obviously. It'll be nice to win a trophy, go to the next round and all of that stuff. If we do lose, I think it depends on the nature in which we lose. Like, obviously, if he plays a complete, like, Italos, your Denjing, Lingard, Mata, Matic, I don't know, the normal centre-backs, Fosu, Brandon Williams, and Dino, and we lose, I'm like, you know what, it is what it is. But if he plays this team and loses, I'll be very disappointed. So, yeah. But yeah, I think, is there anything else you really want to say? There's not really much to say with this in regards to this type of game. It's a cup game. It's either you're going to win it or you're going to lose it. So,
they're a bit boring, to be honest. Let's be frank.
yeah.
But I think what makes them interesting is if you play youth. What
Yeah.
else do we have?
Yeah, it's like, it
Potentially.
gives you a chance for the fans to see if there's any,
Yeah.
sign of something,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, we'll have to see what happens on Wednesday. Lots of football coming up. It's Everton, and then we're playing Leicester in the league. So that's going to be a good
Leicester,
game. Yeah,
second
that's,
or third.
When you put it like that, it sounds ridiculous, It's a very big game. It's an extremely big game. So yeah, that's going to be a great game. It'll be that's probably the game of the week. Everton. I don't want to say disrespect, but like I said, the cup is weird. I think any other season, I'd be hyping it up a lot more because it's a trophy. But this season, fixture congestion, where we are in the league, it's a strange season. So yeah, and plus the whole UCL thing, we're not recovering from that. So it's like we're just trying to get knocked out of
still
everything
scarred.
but the league. Yeah, we're still scarred. But yeah, it's been a good show. Yeah, like I said, if anyone of you guys are wondering where's Clayton, again, he needs Wi-Fi. So yeah, we just hopefully Clayton will be back soon-ish. Who knows when he'll be back? As soon as we get a date, we'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, it's been a good show, Malot. Is there anything else you really want to say before we end off?
Nah, not really. Just we must win like this. So hopefully we win.
Yeah, hopefully we win. If we don't, it depends on the context. That's what I'll say. But yeah, yeah. If you are new to the channel, like I said, do subscribe, smash a like, comment down below, comment, let us know your score predictions. Let us know where this is in your priority list. I think that's very interesting. Let us know if we actually, in the minority, whether you would take, irrespective of Carabao Cup or trophies, a trophy. Let us know if you disagree with us and say, you're a team of Manchester United stature should be winning everything irrespective. So I understand if you guys are coming down from that point of view. So yeah, let us know about that in the comments. But other than that, we will check you against Man United vs Everton match reaction to this game. We will check you then, and then Leicester preview. So lots of things coming up, lots of content coming up. Make sure the notification bell is turned on. And yeah, boys and girls, RDA viewers, we will check you in the next one.